move on with my section today. I believe last week we did a lot of work last week. I hope you haven't seen any assignment. Please send your assignment, please, on the last assignment. Action steps for personal development. That is what we dealt with last week, and it was so fantastic, amazing. So we said when you want to really develop your personal you want to do your personal development, you first of all need to identify your goals. Maybe on top of it, you need to know who you are, and then you need to know your passion, and then you start designing your goals or setting your goals of how you want to really develop yourself. And then we did a lot of activities last week. We also said after designing your goals, you also want to know how to achieve those goals. So you need to plan towards your goals that you have set up. And the areas we were all looking at for this personal development will be on financial, physical, mental, career, social, familiar, and spiritual. So you can choose 2 or 3 or 4 because all these are part of our personal development, and then you can answer all your questions. And then after that, you need to take action. So I want to believe that if you haven't done it before, after this diploma program, you can now take actions of what you've already written down on your platform, on your answers for this particular taking action. Then you evaluate and reflect on your process. And that is exactly what we did last week. So now we want to move on. Always remember that mindset is everything. And with that renewed mindset, there will be no transformation, there will be no change. And that is why it is so important that to also know that everything in life requires hard work, dedication, commitment, sacrifice, investment, honesty, integrity, and gratitude. You have to be grateful of who you are, be grateful of what you have, and be grateful for what is coming your way. So today, again, we want to start with this. Finding your purpose is not overnight. It is lifelong and can be done one step at a time by very well mind. So, we're going to be talking about finding our purpose based on this personal development. Like I said before, you need to know who you are and you need to know your purpose. Note, your purpose does not necessarily mean you have to change what you are doing already, but align it with your purpose. So that means whatever you are doing now, your business, your career, your your leadership and any other thing, you need to just reassess. You don't have to stop. You don't have to change. We just have to reassess it and see how it aligns with your purpose. And that is why we will be going through this today. So we're going to talk about principles of discovery. But before then, before we start moving on, let me quote this for you. If you haven't done it, it will be better for you to do it. Who you are defines your purpose, as Dr. Julie Connon stated. A personal purpose statement defines who you are. It reflects your passion and value. It provides clarity as you set your goals. Purpose is the reason for which something is done or created, or which something exists, and it tends to do something or attend to a task or assignment given. Another word for purpose is your aims, your dreams, your desires, what you design, your goals, and your intention. Let me repeat myself again because I'm going to bring the slides down and we are going to discuss on all these principles of discovery. Who you are define your purpose, as Dr. Julie Connors stated. And a personal purpose statement defines who you are. So whatever you are writing as your purpose, as your dreams, as your vision, it defines who you are, if you really know who you are. So that means there's a collaboration between your life, who you are, and also your purpose. The reason why you are created, the why you are created, the purpose of you being on earth, and who you are, you have been created of. Who do you think you are? If you determine or realize or even discovering yourself, who you are. So, and it also says that purpose is the reason for purpose is the reason for which something is done. So maybe you need to check what you're doing presently. Maybe you need to check your gifts, your talents. Maybe you need to check your likes and dislikes. Remember all these things we have done before. Maybe you need to reflect back to your strengths, your weakness, the opportunities and the threats. So when you look at all the things we've done so fast, you should be able to write or design your personal purpose. It provides clarity as you set your goals. You don't set your goals on nothing, on empty vessel. There must be a reason why you want to do something. There must be a reason, or there must be something you want to achieve. So you need to set your goals towards that. And that thing you want to achieve is your purpose. What you want to become is your purpose. What you want to affiliate yourself with is your purpose. So create or which something exists and intend to do something or attend to a task of assignment given. Like me now, I can say that my design purpose is to support others, is to bring the greatness out of people, is to inspire them and to motivate them to do something. So that is my purpose. So you need to find your own purpose. And that is why we are going through all this, through these principles of discovery. And by the time we finish, you should be able to define your own purpose. Okay. So what is your purpose? Let's bring this thing down and we start talking. Please, using the chat box, we are up to 8:10 on this platform. What is your purpose? What do you think your purpose is or are? What is your purpose? Captain Ayari, thank you for joining us. I only see you regularly, briefly. I don't see you staying longer. So I believe that with this section today, we'll be able to enjoy your presence, sir. We are welcome to join us this morning. Okay, so all my great leaders on the platform. Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Morning.
What is your purpose? Please write it on the chat box. Quickly, quickly. Mr. Gabriel, Ambassador Beza Ambazi, Ambassador Lukman, if you want to talk or you want to tell us about your purpose, be bold enough to, if you want to, you can just raise your hand and we can call you. Others, if they cannot speak, they can type it on the chat box. Okay, let's see what we have here. Princess Victoria, humanitarian activities and receiving out to the less privileged. Okay. If it's possible, can you elaborate your humanitarian activities? We are talking about your purpose. not organization. So what is your purpose? What's the reason why you start that organization? What is boiling in your heart? Because whatever you dislike, whatever you like, whatever that frustrates you is what your assignment is that you want to correct. So what is your purpose, Princess Victoria? Mr. Gabriel, my purpose is to make an impact to those around me. Be a positive influence. How? How do you want to impact? What are you doing to impact and to be a positive influence? Please write, Dr. Gabriel. Okay, Ambassador Lucas Adarabioyo. My purpose is to inspire, lead, and empower others, especially through creativity, storytelling, and mentorship, so they can find their voice, unlock their potential, and make a lasting impact into their lives. Maybe you can add, because I know you are a creative person and you are also a film making. So if you can integrate what you've written through that, then we'll be able to know how you are really following or setting goals or operating under your purpose. So, Ambassador Lucas, please elaborate more. Okay, Princess Victoria, the reason I started is my passion for souls and making impact to the society through my giving. Okay, through your giving. Well, that is fair enough. So let's say that your divine assignment is based on helping others. To do what? Making others to grow, or making others to feel comfortable, or feeding others, or empowering others. So I want you to empower, to keep emphasis that. Mr. Abasi, okay, my purpose is to assist you, to help you think, write, learn, create, solve problems, make decisions, and communicate more effectively. I'm sure I'm not the only one in this world that you want to assist. So that you should not be there. You are talking about either, sometimes it could be generally, I know you are fantastic in sharing and helping others to read. That is one of it. So, but saying you is not enough. You have to, because it's not only me that you've come to this world to help. So you can reframe that, and also you can include that in the process of engaging other people's mindset, your divine purpose is to support them in reading more, keep learning through reading books. And you've already started that on your social media by and leading people to read more books. And you yourself are summarizing I'm reviewing some books so others can read along with you. So you can say that you are, in your own specialty, you are engaging others to continuously reading books. And also you are sharing your wisdom, your knowledge, for them to have better information. So you can write that as well, Ambassador Mujela. Okay, my mom in the house, Dr. Samina Evelyn. Purpose is to please God. Absolutely right. How are you pleasing God is the question I need to ask you.
I please God
when I please the environment, the people around me, and
Okay.
looked faithfully according to the teaching of the Bible, what
Uh,
is written in the Bible. So I will do and follow the teachings of the Bible and please
okay.
God. This is my
Amazing.
purpose.
Amazing, amazing. If I'm Dr. Samina is amazing. She's our mother. She's a matron. She's our president from Pakistan. And one thing that is unique about her, apart from sharing the scriptures, sharing the word of God with a good smiling face, she also imparted into us and laying good example of learning. So she's learning and she's also sharing. And that is her purpose. She's been a teacher for more than 40 years and she's also been training herself, developing herself so that she can be an impact and influence to other younger generation. So that is her purpose. So thank you so much, Dr. Samina Evelyn. Okay, let's read again from the platform. Right. Purpose is to please God. That is Dr. Samina. Princess Victoria through empowerment is absolutely. And for the past 5 years, I've been watching Princess Victoria empowering women, widows, and mothers. Recently, she also had another initiative which is so good to her NGO, and is to educate our mothers, new mothers, so that they are not ignorant and they are not lost in the midst of raising their babies, and also not only teaching them, she is also empowering them, supporting them with little tokens, little gifts. That is and apart from that, she empowers a lot. She empowers both, not only the women, the men as well. So she is doing her purpose. So I'm glad that she knows what she's doing. Mr. Gabriel, I want to be able to do that through therapy and psychology. Wow. So are you saying that our next diploma classes, you will be able to come and teach us on therapy or lead us in a therapy and also teach us on psychology? Let me hear your answer. Okay. All right. Let me see this. Ambassador Lucas also said, use filmmaking, media, and mentorship as tools to spark transformation, helping people discover their voice. Now you are talking. Shape their narrative, yes, of course. Realize their full potentials, yes, whether behind the camera or guiding others. I'm driven by a deep desire to influence culture, absolutely. Tell meaningful stories to inspire and raise a generation of visionary creators and leaders who will impact the world. Absolutely correct. Thank you so much for all your contributions on purpose. So let's move on quickly. Right. So I'm just going to give you the hints. Now you have given me the answer. Let me show this so that you will know those hints. Okay. Well done so well in figuring out what your purpose is and how do you review or find your purpose. So I'm just going to give you the hints in case we need to do more, because we all have a lot to present to this world. So let's see. Just as Princess Omotola and others, and even our mom, Dr. Samina, have said in their own purpose. So this is the hint of finding your purpose if you are still short of it. Donate time. Time is money. Time is precious. When we say donate time, that means you sacrifice your time to do something to others. Donate your money, your resources, even using your talents and gifts to help others. That is for many of us that are in the ministry of helps or humanitarian. You are donating your time because you're going out of your way to help others through visiting, collaborating, working together. Visiting is very important. Then taking your phones to phone around and check on others, praying for one another, and then discovering your own gifts and talents and see ways this can help others, they are very good. The second one, welcoming feedbacks and comments and critics. How does that relate to finding your purpose? Let me say that sometimes you don't know much of yourself. So while you are discovering your purpose and who you are surrounded with precious people that can give you some constructive feedbacks of your performances and how you're doing. They can also comment, either good or bad, and some will even criticize you. But the critics can be positive, the critics can be healthy if you look in the other way around. Remember, I said, mindset is everything. So when your mindset is renewed, when your mindset is growing, then you are welcoming feedbacks, comments, and critics. Then the third one is surround yourself with positive and like-minded people. Who you surround yourself with matters. Your network will become your net worth. Your association matters because if, for example, as you are growing your mindset and the other ones are also growing their mindset, you can reason together. You can have a good or common focus, common mission, common understanding, common goals. So that is why it is so important if you really want to find your purpose, you have to surround yourself with your positive and like-minded people. People you can reason together, people you can learn from one another, people that we believe that failure is not the last bus stop. Failure is just the beginning of your discovery. So maybe you've done it in one way and you failed. You don't give up. You continue again. These are the like-minded people, the people that we know that you cannot be afraid of making mistakes because you learn from your mistakes. You don't dwell in your mistakes, but you learn and you move on. These are the like-minded people or positive. Those people that they see challenges, but then they refuse to stay in that challenges. They look ahead to see opportunities out of challenges. So so when you have positioned yourself, it's also going to help you in finding your purpose. Those people that are not afraid to start a conversation or even ask questions with leaders and people you meet. That is why we're always encouraging you that always ask questions. The more you can speak, the more you can discover yourself. And then explore your gifts, interests, and become adventurer and researcher. So these are when you do that, then you are in the process of finding who you are and your purpose. Then follow your heart and stand for justice. When you know that what you know is what you know, and you want to follow your heart, you want to follow your instinct, you want to stand on your right and stand on the justice so that you don't follow the crowd, you follow what is right. So from there, you will now know that, that is my purpose. And then discover what you love to do. The previous lesson, we've talked about likes and dislike. Discover what you love to do because it is in line with your finding your purpose. It's in aligning your purpose. So finding what you love, because for example, if you dislike child abuse, probably whatever you are doing on earth will be related in eradicating that child abuse. For some of you that are humanitarian, the main reason why you are humanitarian is because your purpose is to feed and to empower others. So you love to do what you are doing. You are not being forced to do it. That is the way you will know that, this is part of my divine assignment and my purpose. And then find a problem to solve. I've said that several times on this platform. You have to find a problem to solve. The problem you solve is your purpose, is your divine assignment. The problem you are solving is your divine assignment. So what problem are you solving? What problem are you solving? So I want you to go through these hints. I might ask you questions. Or maybe if I put it down, let's do the practical again. And I will just ask you, tell me at least 5 hints that can help you help you to find your purpose. Please write on the chat box. Very important. 5. You can apply it, or you are applying it, but then you can also share it with your colleagues. Maybe some of them are lost. Some of them will tell you something, I am nobody. Some of them might tell you that I have nothing to do. Some of them are even jobless, and they fold their arms, running about the streets and saying, I am just empty, I am jobless, I'm hopeless, I am hopeless. But you are on this platform and you know your purpose, you know who you are. You don't keep it to yourself. You also help others around you for them to find your purpose. And that's more reason why I would like you, someone of you, to write on my chat box hints of finding your purpose. Let's see who will capture that. Few hints of how to find your purpose, which I shared, or you might even want to share yours with me so that I learn from you. Let's go. Okay, Ambassador Bassi, Commander Isaac, please start writing as I'm calling your name. I'm checking my chat box. I think it's still idle at the moment. No one has written, and I'm waiting. We don't want to waste much time. We have only few minutes to go. Ambassador Rachel, if you can type on the chat box, I know you won't be able to open your camera to speak because you are working in the background. Ambassador Lucas, what is the hint of finding your purpose? Princess Victoria, yes, I know you've done so well, but let us try to help others out there. So please type on the chat box the hints. What are the hints that you know that we can use to find our purpose? Dr. Samina, I'm waiting. I know Dr. Samina will say something like, pray. Oh yes, as a Christian, if you want to really know your purpose, you need to pray. So prayer will be part of,
Dr. Elizabeth,
yes,
I used to teach people, treat people with medicine, homeopathic medicine, and they give charity for their needs and
yeah,
share things with them. Share
amazing.
think with them, teach them, preach them the word of God, teach
Okay.
them, and share for their clothing, edibles, and money like things, which I
Amazing.
can do for them.
Amazing.
That's why
Amazing.
I
Amazing.
solve their
Dr.
problem
Samina, I just
and
need to ask you
conflict
one
also.
question. If somebody comes to you as a woman of
Yeah.
God and as a leader in the society, if somebody comes
Okay.
to you and asks you, ma'am, how do I, how can I find my purpose? How can I find my purpose? What are you going to tell the person, ma'am? Because not everybody knows
If
what
a
to do.
leader come, if a
Yeah.
leader come to me, a lady, and he asks, how can I find my purpose?
Yes.
Purpose.
Yes.
I have to give the suggestions that how she can get the purpose.
Yes.
Okay. I think she will go to people in the surrounding and look where she is uh, where need help,
Mm,
where there need any help, she can show the
mm,
gratitude, and she if she can do for them in any way,
mm,
if you educate them, if empower ladies or children in their studies, or
mm,
if they need a school just like NGOs, if
mm,
there is lack of treatment, she can also do something for the treatment of the people, for sick people, for the poverty, for anything which is the problem. I think many problems are there: food problems, economical problems, family problems, family issues, many things. And she can do the purpose to solve these problems.
mm,
Anyway,
mm, mm. That is
she can help.
excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. But I wanted you to also help us through the scriptures. What I wanted is number one, um, I want people that know their God and they have Christ as their Savior and their Lord. To find your purpose is easy. Let's put it this way. Thank you so much, Dr. Samina, because you've really explained to us that you go out there, you find out what people need, you find the problem, and then you are willing to solve that problem according to your purpose. So that is where your purpose will bring out there, because you are solving other people's problem. So Dr. Samina has really enlightened us on that. Just to add to what Dr. Samina also said, if you are a Christian, the first person that you need to go to, remember when I said to you, who are you? Or do you know who you are? For me personally, I know who I am in Christ Jesus. I know my position in the kingdom of God. I know what to do in the God's yard. I know what to do when I go into the world. I know how to represent my Lord. So the problem now is the reason why I am talking like this is because, for example, it's because I am using the scriptures. I sought the scriptures to know who I am. I sought the scriptures to know my purpose. So let's put it this way. A manufacturer manufactures something, maybe a machine or a product, and then there's one particular thing that comes with all the products that you bought. Can somebody tell me quickly what is it? There's one particular thing that is very essential that always comes with any product that you purchase. What is it? Can somebody tell me quickly? You can either talk to me or type it on the chat box. Because the more you respond, the more you will understand where I'm coming from. You will understand where I'm going. You will actually got the answer to what I want to say. Price.
Yeah.
Yes, price will come with it. But remember, sir, Captain Eyari, you've already paid the price. You've already paid for the product to be delivered to you. So I'm talking about what accompanies that product that you receive. It could be the machine, even in the television that people buy. It could be even your phone. What comes with it? Because that's the one, the price comes from the people that sold the product to you. But for the person, for the group of people that manufacture the manufacture the products, they will always make sure they put something with that in the packaging for you to see. And it is very, very important. Duration and guarantee. Yes, that's one also could be between the manufacturer and also the seller. Quality is when you are now talking about the product quality, which is good as well. I'm talking about there's a particular thing that comes with the quality and with this quality product. Price tag. Yes, you've already sold it, so you don't need price tag. Or maybe they just want to remind you of what I mean, the the price of that product. Yes, price tag can come with it. And how to use the product, a leaflet. You are going closer, 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 Princess Victoria. Yes, very close, nearly learned it, but there's a particular words I want to use. Direction and how to use the product. Yes, keep thinking. I want us to think deep. What comes with any products? Any products. There's a particular words I'm waiting for. You are all intelligent. You are clever. And yes, you know exactly. It's in your mind. You just need to say it out. You just need to write it out. It's in the mind of every one of you on this platform. A manufacturer, and then when they release it, manufacturer will release it to the sellers before we get to you. But before the manufacturer that knows exactly what that product is, he knows the beginning and the end of that product. He knows everything about that product, the shape, the color, everything about this product. He knows how to maintain this product. He knows how to make this product last. But there is a particular thing that is now invested his time to create. I know some of you have said something like leaflet. Some of you have said something like how to use the product, but it's more than just using the product. Who can help me this morning? Because I know where I'm going. Who can help me quickly this morning? Please think deeply. It's very simple. Simple, and then you all buy a lot of things. You want to have your phone, you want to have your TV, washing machine, blender, even the furnitures, even the furnitures, especially the ones that you have to assemble yourself. What comes with it? Before you even use it, you have to assemble it. For example, if you want to use it, the model television now, you have to assemble it. You have to do some turning and tuning before you even use it at all. So it's more than how to use it. It's more than that. Yes, we are talking about expiring dates. Yes. Can somebody help me, or do you want me to mention it? I'm sure if I mention it, everybody knows it. It's only that we are still thinking somebody else. Can I mention it? Let me see who want me to say it. All right, let me see. Any other person, please type on the chat box. You want me to mention it? Okay. I'm waiting. Only 2 people want me to mention it. Okay, let me not waste our time. Guess what? Manual. Manual. Am I right? Exactly, Captain ARE. Manual comprises of everything about the product you just bought, everything about how you're going to use it, everything about where you need to reposition it, everything about how you're going to take care of it to maintain it, everything about even if you have to clean your TV or do a washing machine, how to clean it regularly so that it doesn't spoil on time. Everything you want to, manual has got everything. Am I right? Manual. Okay, let's now go back.
Manua. What is the
Yes,
spelling? Spell
M
it.
A
Manua.
M A.
M
Somebody
A
can type it on the chat box as well. MANUAL.
N
Am I right?
U A.
Manual.
Manual. Manual. Okay. Manual.
Manual. Yeah, manual. You
Manual.
use it,
Okay.
it always comes with any packaging.
Manual.
And that is from the manufacturer. Why? Because the
Manual.
manufacturer knows exactly what the product is all about. Okay, coming back to what I'm trying to discuss. I know that
Manual.
God created me and He created the heaven and the earth. The same God that created us. As a Christian, I'm going in the area of the Christian circle.
Manual भी करी.
The
Manual
only
करी. वो जो
person that knows us from the beginning, remember, He says that even before we are formed in our mother's womb, He's already known us, He's already called us, He's already ordained us. Okay. So He knows individual. So, and us to now come to this earth and maintain what He has created, He now released a manual. And that manual is called the Bible, the scripture. Am I right? So, for any Christians or even Muslim, they can use their Quran. So all these principles of how you want to develop who you are and also to find your purpose on earth it has already been written in your scriptures, and even for the Muslim in their Quran. So that is the first thing first. Once you know who you are, and then you want to now maintain and utilize who you are. That's where your purpose is that, okay, I came to this world. What else am I to do? Yes, Dr. Samina said you need to please the creator, the one that created you. And then how do you want to please them? By also sharing or working towards helping others or solving others' problem or answering other person's questions. So that is so that is just the hint of what we are bringing up. Okay, let's see where we can go again. So we've mentioned the hints of finding your purpose. I want to quickly move on because our next speaker is around. Okay, I think 5 ways to build growth. 5 ways to build growth. Like we said, you want to grow your mindset, you want to develop yourself, you want to pursue a career, you want to build yourself up, both personal and professional, you want to build your relationship. So these are the 5 ways. The first thing first that you need to do is to see challenges as an opportunity and obstacles for growth. How do you want to do that? How do you want to do that quickly? How do you want to see challenges? Yeah. How do you want to see challenges? Is a good question. Instead of how do you want to see challenges as an opportunity and obstacles for growth? Simple answer: shift your mindset. If your mindset is looking at challenges that can overwhelm you, or situations that is beyond your control, that you cannot control, shift your mindset. That means, yes, we agree there is challenges. Yes, we know there is problem on earth. Yes, we know we are surrounded with negativity. But the only way for us to overcome is for us to shift and start looking at the opportunities behind these challenges. For example, let's say we are all in a high cost living and you are running a business. Maybe you are selling to others, or you are helping others to do something. You are releasing your services to others. You need to see the opportunity of helping them to be able to solve. So you give them the opportunity to buy your product. Remember that we just learned about us supporting others. When things are high cost, that's not the time you want to be having a greater opportunity to rise your cost. It might be an opportunity for you to lower your cost at that time and help others to buy. In terms of food, that's not the time to raise your prices. That's the time to lower your prices for others to eat. So that's an opportunity for you to help others. Say, for instance, during the time of COVID, this Y.Y.C.I started. We've done so well. We have provided so many services, from transformational leadership training and conferences to empowering people to write books, empowering people to speak in public and also on a global platform. We've also done some mini masterclasses, and everything was free. Not that we cannot charge, but because of the COVID period when a lot of people have lost jobs, they've lost their businesses, they've lost their loved ones. Maybe some loved ones are the breadwinner of the family. A lot of people have become widow. The young ones couldn't get a job, and there's no food on their table, and you're asking them to develop themselves for the future. So we have to look at all these things and create an opportunity for them to learn freely, to develop freely, to be empowered freely. That's what we are talking about. So you shift your mindset that yes, you want to make money, but at this present situation, what can you do? I remember during the time of COVID, because I worked in the hospital as well. So when all the shops are closed, shut down, when everybody is at home, some can work from home, there was no job. We continuously, we travel. I still travel to work at that time because we have to save lives. So we have to look at it as if we have the opportunity to save lives. A lot of people a lot of people went through all this. Even some of us had COVID and we're still going on. So that is the opportunity to bring life to others, to bring hope for others. So that is more reason why whenever challenges you are facing, shift your mindset, shift the way you look at things, and try to look for the opportunities. I can even guarantee you that during that COVID, the people that are providing us with face masks, they make millions of money. So it's an opportunity for them because they created something to protect us from the disease, from that COVID-19. So you can see they see beyond, despite the fact that it was a terrible situation. Some people even researched And that's why they come up with all this solution for us to be safe, to protect ourselves. So seeing challenges as an opportunity to learn, to discover, opportunity to grow, opportunity to learn, opportunity to learn new things, creativity, new innovation. A lot of people that couldn't go to their job, maybe they lost their job or they have to work from home, or some of them, they have to suspend their earnings. They have to create something for themselves. So some of them even sold some of this, they create a lot of things. They even make money more than their salary. And some people didn't even bother to go back to work because they are making money. Even at their own house, they're making more money than the salary they are getting. So they have to resign at the end of it all. So you can see that they saw opportunities above the challenges. Then the second one, celebrate the success of others. That is very important. The more you celebrate others, the more your breakthrough is coming. The more you celebrate others, the more your own dreams will come to pass. The more you celebrate others and you keep dreaming and never give up, then one day, your own dream will come to reality. And that is why I always tell people, don't envy anyone, because time is, everybody has their own season. Everybody has their own time. Don't look like, oh, I want to have what she has. I want to become what he become. You don't know their process. You don't know their stories. You don't know the pain behind what their success. So instead, celebrate them. I also like to say as well that don't copy people. Get your own originality. Be authentic. Be honest to yourself and look at your own purpose, not the purpose of others. So don't copy them. Don't compare yourself with them. If you want to compare yourself with how you were yesterday. So don't compare yourself. Keep moving on. Keep looking at the yesterday. See what you've done yesterday and what you've done today. That's the way to compare yourself, not to compare yourself with others. Everybody is different. Your own strength is different from their own strength. Your own weakness is different from their own weakness. And then the last one, if you don't have the capacity, don't bother to compete yourself, but look at how you can do more to distinguish yourself. I think Dr. King David has already mentioned that. So you can see the difference between Apple and Android. You can see the difference between Mercedes and other cars. You can see the difference between, what else do you want to compare? You understand? So be unique. Everybody's unique in their own way, in whatever they do. That is why I will say, do your best and leave the rest. Be the best of your version. Then the next one, focus, focus, focus. It's so easy to be distracted. It's so easy to be distracted, especially in this world. And even if all this is good, I'm not saying that it's not good for you to be recognized, because that motivates and encourages us. But don't dwell too long on what you are gaining. Like, for example, the certificates, the awards. Yes, embrace it, appreciate it, but move on, because that is not your final step. So focus on your positive actions, your strength, and your thinking. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? What are your strengths? And what actions are you taking? So you need to focus, because what you focus on will come to pass. What you focus on will expand. The more you focus, the far you can go. The focus will give you the speed of your journey. So what are you focusing on? And when you are focusing, try not to be distracted because it's very important. Then recognize failure and find ways to get better. We cannot shy away from failing, but failure to get better. That means you fail, you try the way of making it better and try it again. You can fail several times, but one day if you don't give up, you'll be a successful person. Then recognize and accept your mistakes. Very important. Recognize your mistakes. Don't shy away from your mistakes. Take responsibilities of your mistake. Be responsible for your mistakes. And then learn from your mistakes and move on. Don't dwell too long on your mistakes. And then the last one, remember, growth mindset is a process. It's an ongoing motion and not a destination. So I believe that I have really shared with you these 5. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I always go beyond my topic, my title. I said 5 ways, and now I'm seeing 6 over here. So 5 ways to build growth mindset. That's what that one is. And when you are doing your personal development, you also need to be growing your mindset. And these are the 5 ways that will help you to grow your mindset. Before I hand over to our last speaker, let's quickly go through the principles of discovery. I'll be asking you questions and I want response from all of us. So the first one is awareness. 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 Awareness is when you are conscious of yourself, conscious of what you are doing, conscious of how you are dealing with human being, conscious of how you're using the resources. So you need to be conscious of that. You need to be aware that you're doing something. You need to be aware that your consciousness or your actions is relating to your purpose. So in anything you do, you need to have it in mind and be asking yourself questions. Does it relate to my purpose? Now that I know what purpose is all about, we've given you the hints and you've already shared it also on this platform. So now that you know and you are aware of it, so you need to be more conscious in whatever you do day to day. That's the first one. Then the second one, responsibility. You need to take responsibility of your mind, the words that is going into your mind, the information you allow in your mindset. You have to be responsible for that. Your belief system. You need to be responsible for your beliefs. I cannot impose my beliefs into you. Neither Professor Mary, Mia, will not impose have beliefs unto me. So what's your beliefs? And if your beliefs is just believe that life is for fun, then life can give you so many lessons. So if you believe in that, if you believe that you can do it, if you believe that you can achieve what you've dreamt of, if you believe that you can get better, if you believe that you can overcome, then you need to take responsibility for your beliefs. Then the responsibility of your actions. Let's first of all talk about your decision making. There is no decision making that is right and right and wrong. It depends on your beliefs behind your decision and what you have put in place before you make that decision. But the important thing is you have to be responsible for your decision making. That is very important. So you need to be responsible for your decision making. You need to also be responsible for your thinking. The Bible says, as you think, so as a man thinks, so is he. So the way you think is what will become. So you have to take responsibility of your thinking. You are in control of your thinking, and you are in control of your belief system, and you are in control of the information that you stored in your mindset. So you need to be responsible for that, because if you are in control, then you have to be responsible. So you have to be responsible of your actions. Yes, you can emulate others. Yes, you can go by instruction or obey, but you still have to take responsible of your action. Very important. Then the next one, quickly, if I may rush, because our speaker will be speaking to us very soon. So the next one is self-belief. I've mentioned that. Blame free. If you cannot take responsibility, then you can blame. Which one is more better? Blame free. If you cannot take any responsibility of your actions, your beliefs, your thinking, your mindset, and how you relate with others, how you are operating, if you cannot take responsibility as a leader, as a coach, as a father, mother, as a leader, if you cannot take responsibility, the next thing you want to do is to blame. But we can break free from blaming others and taking action. We can break free from blaming others. We can break free from blaming even the government, the system, the everything, by looking at how will I come into this? What is my own desire, my own position in this way? And what are my purpose in this situation? So these are the questions you need to ask yourself. Then the next one is solution focus. Yes, you need to be solution focused. We are still talking about the principles of discovery. So you are discovering yourself. While you are discovering yourself, you are also thinking, what solutions do I know to bring? What problems do I want to solve? So that is one of the reasons why you are called and you have a purpose. And that divine assignment, only you can figure it out. So then the next one is challenges. It could be the challenge that will lead you to your victory. It could be the challenge that will lead you to finding your purpose. I'll tell you a reason. I was an entrepreneur, a successful businesswoman. I have my family. I'm doing very well. I'm also working in the government and other things like that. But it comes to a stage in my life that I wasn't feeling well. And that makes me to be in and out of hospital. And later on, I end up in the hospital for having a stroke. But I was saved in the midst of two dead people. I was in their midst. And then the question is, why am I alive at that time? Three of us in the same room in the hospital. The left one died. The right one died. I was alive in the midst of this. Then the question was that, why am I alive? And then when God wanted to speak to me, he said, are you fulfilling my purpose? Are you actually doing my will? Yes, I'm making a lot of money. Yes, I'm solving problems. Yes, I'm in business and I'm working. I'm always busy, rushed out, rushed in, leave house early in the morning, come back middle of the night. So, but then, is it the purpose of God? And that makes me to ask myself Am I really fulfilling the purpose of God or fulfilling my own wants? And that is where all the stories started with yes, you can. That is about me doing the will of God and going out of my way to empower, inspire, mentor, and transform lives. So that is why how you will also develop your purpose on earth. So do we have challenges? Challenges will come your way, but challenges sometimes enlighten us more. That is why I said no condition is permanent. There must be a reason for those challenges. So if only we can look beyond it, because those challenges is a catalyst. Is something that wants to show you that there is still need for you to readjust yourself. So we don't look at it as just a problem. We look at it as there must be an opportunity, there must be a lesson to be learned. And when you come out from that challenges, when you overcome that challenges, guess what will happen? You will be more stronger, wiser, and also better. And the more the challenges, the more you are wise. No wonder I'm working and I always share my wisdom, because every day of my life is a challenge. So I really want to say thank you so much. Let me just round it up. I've shown you already, then I will call the next speaker. So we've talked today about awareness, responsibility, self-beliefs, blame-free, solution focus, challenges, then action, celebrate, recognize, develop, and engage. And these are the principles of discovery, which is also going to be part of my assignment to you all. So on this note, I want to say thank you so much. And let me just end. I will send my assignment to you all so that you'll be able to do. I'm still waiting for the last time assignment for you to answer and send to me as soon as possible. So on this note, I want to say thank you